that I'm going to have here is that it's bright. No, that's not the problem. So the problem that I'm going to have in just a moment is this is a Jeep, so it gets pretty loud, and I don't know right now if the microphone's on or not, but let's just say it is. Just go with that. So what I want to talk about is people want to do. I mean, this is the beginning of the year. They want to do goals or have goals. And what I was just taught recently was to work for my personality type. I need to work on projects and not goals. So, I mean, obviously there are goals, but if you can understand, um, having a project to get you to the goal is where I need to focus on first. So, that's what I'm going to talk about here in this video. So, 2018, I'm going to break it down into small little chunks, and that's the way I suggest that you guys do it as well. So if you want to create a project or do something and have it done again, your goal for 2018, I would say this is bright. So let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. Um, I would ask you to go ahead and think of what you want to accomplish in 2018, and then break it down into 6 months, 3 months, and then do it into monthly and then weekly. And then once you get to weekly, then you talk about daily. I mean, it really does break it down that way. So let's say, for instance, let's talk about some of my projects and goals that I want to have for 2018. And the first one would be is starting this YouTube channel with um, my I Love Vlogging channel. Right now, this James DeLong channel that you're watching right here, this is my daily just to talk, just speaking randomly, going about my mind and having, my thoughts out on video because I find out at the end of the day I can't sleep sometimes because I have so much crap on my mind. And for me to have an outlet like this is going to be perfect for me. So that's what I choose to do. So going back to the 2018, the I Love Vlogging project or goal. So let's just say I want to be able to go full time as a YouTuber this year. So what I'm going to do is say, okay, so what is it going to take, and what is it going to look like at the end of 2018? So for me, I'd like to have, let's just throw easy numbers out there. I want to have, say, 500 students enrolled into my program. So 6 months, that means I need to have 250. I mean, it doesn't have to work that way. It can actually, that's just going in half. I could just say, well, I mean, it could just be like the first month I get 10 people, next month I get 20, next one gets 50, 60. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, in half, but I'm just trying to give you an idea so you can start thinking of your goals and your projects that way. So for me, I would say, okay, in 6 months I need to have 250, and that way at the end of the year, which I know is going to compound, so I'm going to have a lot more than 500, but just again, for this talk, this subject we're doing here, we'll say 250. And then I break 250 from 6 months to 3 months. That means in 3 months I need 125. So now you got 3 months, you have 125 breaking down to three months until monthly. I'd like to get, I guess my math is horrible, but I'm just say 75 or something like that. 75 is 150. So it's not going to be that much. I don't even need 75 a month. Um, so let's just round up this again. I like to use these easy numbers. So I would break that down, and again, I'm not trying to do math while I'm driving. And that's you're gonna notice right now. This is I don't recommend vlogging while you're driving, unless you're just talking and not looking at the camera. Which again, I'm not looking at the camera except for right now. Um, so don't do that at all unless you're not the pastor, or unless you're a pastor. And here's where I was telling you it's gonna get pretty loud. Gee. Um, so what I need to do is concentrate on how can I get say 30 to 40 people into my course, so that way I can do 40 people a month, and the year end up having 500 so all 500 plus people. So here's the thing. That's what I need to work on. So now I know 40 a month, which is a little over one. So it's like 1.2 person a day. We do 30 days. So that's probably less than that to get that many people in there. Well, actually, it's going to be just a little bit hair over one person a day. So now the math on that, oh man, I'm just trying to think. So if you do like say a 1% conversion, so I need to get 100 people to see my website, see my message, see my webinar, or whatever it is. So I need 100 people to get in there to have a 1% conversion, which I think I can do a lot better than 1%. But again, these are easy numbers, having you understand these are the concepts. So now if I can convert 10, 20%, And geez, if I throw one webinar with 100 people and I convert 30%, that's 30 people that get to my course from just that webinar. So that's kind of the idea of goal. So what I was planning on doing right now, the next couple of days here, is working on my webinar. So instead of me doing like a daily get one person in a day, I'm actually concentrating on doing the webinar, say Wednesdays or Thursdays, and spending some money for advertising, get it in the month. Once I do that, I get say 10% conversion from 100. That's 10. And like I said, I do 40 a month, so that means I need to get 4 weeks. So that 4 Thursdays that for that month, if I can get 400 people online, 100 in each session, convert at 10%. That'll give me 10 for each of those, so that's 40 a month. So I'll hit my numbers. Um, so that's what you have to think about. That's why I said projects and goals. So my project now is to work on my webinar. My webinar project is to get 100 participants. My project for the 100 participants is to sell or convert higher than 10% or 10% higher. So as you can see, this I'm breaking this down again. This is just a little talk, and again, this is just to be in my commute home. I want to talk to you guys, do my little live streams like this. And again, this is not about marketing. This is not about anything. This web page, this channel that belongs to me, can be about anything. Like it just now, I'm going to tell you right now, my next project is to start slowly getting rid of some of this weight. I mean, I can probably bust down and drop some quick weight really fast. Not that I probably can. I know I could, but I am struggling with the willpower. So that's the problem that I'm having because I really do have I like to eat. I mean, I'm sure we all do, but I got to start learning and understanding that food needs to be fuel and not something that is just taken for granted. And because it's so easily ready for me. I mean, like, since I turned the corner here, there's going to be probably 4 or 5 restaurants I can eat at, no problem. And that's the problem that I have is, it's 5:30 right now, and it's almost dinner time. So I'm still a little bit full from my lunch. So do I still eat a regular dinner? Do I have a smaller dinner, smaller portion? And these are things I never really took into consideration until I started getting really overweight. And right now, I'm actually at the point where I just started noticing like I'm on blood pressure medicine, that kind of stuff. So these are the things that, again, why we talk about goals and projects. So the goal is to get off of my blood pressure medicine at the end of 2018. So what are my projects? My project is to learn a little bit more about intermittent fasting and fasting and just eating healthier, and what kind of exercises I could slowly add to my daily regimen or my lifestyle that I would actually like. Not everybody's going to like I may not like going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week because that's not my lifestyle. Maybe I'll get into it, who knows? But for right now, that's not my lifestyle because I have other things that I put above that. And again, that should change because my lifestyle should consist of the project saying waking up, making sure that I have a healthy breakfast if I need one. Depends on what time. Like if you guys are familiar with intermittent fasting, you don't necessarily have to eat the first thing in the morning. If I can go, start the morning off, do a little bit of exercise or a little bit of meditation or read a book or whatever for the first hour, get my mind right, and then, around noon, I'll eat. So like originally what I was planning on doing was this intermittent fasting, and with that would be, I have a small window of I say it's a small window, a window of eating from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. I can eat in that time frame, and I shouldn't go crazy and eat as much as I can as in that window. It's just that's the time frame I have to eat. So what I'm doing is I'm allowing myself after 8 p.m. all the way to 12 p.m. the next day. That's giving me a big window for my body to digest the food and all that stuff, and it doesn't spike up my insulin levels or do anything crazy. Because that's what a lot of people will tell you something. Eating small, healthy meals, 3 or 4 times a day. This is what I'll tell you when it comes to health and fitness. One, I'm not somebody to take advice from. And two, do what works for your body. Somebody may say, like, I've been watching so many videos lately on losing weight because, again, that's where I want to start concentrating on. Some are talking about, eating 3 or 4 times. Some are talking about eating 6 meals a day. Some say eat, 1 meal a day. Others say go, vegetarian. Some say go paleo, eat nothing but meat and cheese. Um, some talk about a keto diet, whatever you want to call it. So there's a lot of different things, and this is what it boils down to: what works for your body, and you'll know that because your body will feel sluggish, or you'll feel like you have more energy or whatnot. Um, and also what you can do, what you feel comfortable doing. So, like, I'll tell you right now, I did a 48-hour fasting just a day ago, 2 days ago. So Sunday night I stopped eating around like 10 o'clock or whatever, and I didn't have my next meal until Tuesday, which was yesterday, till like around 8 or 9. So I did like a 44, 46 hour fast. And the funny thing about that, I was having little cravings. That's what made me decide to go ahead and eat. But the funny thing about that is when you fast like that, dude, you have some crazy wicked energy. And I mean, I did have a headache in the morning the first day, and I guess that's obvious because I like coffee and I have my caffeine withdrawals or whatever. But I kid you not, last night I could not sleep. I even went to bed. Like, I actually physically laid down in bed around 10:30. It was still 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, let me check my iPad and look at this new YouTube video or whatever. So it's been a little crazy with that. All right, so we're hitting close to actually, we hit the 10-minute mark already. I'm a little bit over that. I was just trying to do like a little 10-minute talk with you guys and whoever that wants to watch. And again, this is not really, um, like, I'm not really trying to be educational or anything. I'm just trying to share with you my thoughts and process. So for those that actually start following me on the other channels that I have, where I'm actually doing some type of education or some type of entertainment, this channel is my personal channel, and there is no. And this is what's funny is, like, and I'm gonna milk this a little bit longer here. What's crazy is when I tell people to start a YouTube channel, I specifically tell them they need to start a niche. Meaning, don't do a vlog channel like I'm doing right now, because no one's going to start following you automatically. They don't know who I am. They don't care for who I am. So this is going to be very discouraging. I'm telling you that. So if you do watch this video, like if you see some of my videos and go way back and see the first video that I do on this channel here, you're going to understand it's really difficult and discouraging for a person that doesn't have the mindset, which I do because I already know the process. I know how it works. That if I do a video like this and I see 0 followers, 0 watches, or 0 live views, whatever, I'm going to get really discouraged. I'm like, man, I went live and nobody's watching. Well, of course not, because you don't have any followers yet. You haven't built that. I'm comfortable with it because YouTube is also a search engine. People are looking for what you're typing in there. So if you're just doing a random vlog about here's my daily commute, or here's what's happening after 5 o'clock coming home from work, no one's searching for that. Now, if I said, here is, here's the new 2017 Jeep Wrangler, and this is what happens once you hit over 80 miles per hour. This is what it looks like. Now, if somebody's searching for that, maybe, but I just do that out there because I'm driving a Jeep, and that's the first thing that came up. But you get the point. If somebody's searching for something and you type it in there as your title, then that's how you get people to start following you. But with me typing in, what projects and goals, nobody's really looking for that from my channel because it's not there. So, all right, I got myself at 14 minutes. It's been fun. I'm going to start doing these a lot more just so I get a little more comfortable on the live stream itself, because this is a new platform, and this helps my ability to start doing more videos and getting more comfortable. I got 45 seconds. I actually have one of my friends doing the same thing. However, I told him to do a podcast. So because he likes to, he's a speaker, he can talk a lot. He's going to be doing podcasts daily, just like I'm going to be doing these as much as I can. Again, it's not for making money. It's not for sponsorship. It's not for any of that. It's just for me to get more comfortable speaking for such a long period of time, learning how to keep people engaged in my conversation, and also just for me to get better and more comfortable with the technology, learning how to use my camera better, learning how the mic sounds like. Again, I'm using this microphone. Tomorrow I'll probably use a corded set versus a Bluetooth set. So a lot of things you can learn from that. So hope you guys found this somewhat enjoyable. It was fun for me, and again, I don't plan on doing this for any type of recognition or anything. This is just something to get off my mind. You should start doing a vlog, or you should start writing, or you should start doing a podcast, whatever works for you and your mentality, and just do them daily so you get better at it. Plus, it's a stress reliever. All right, ciao for now.